Okay, barrel or nah. First one comes through from a listener. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, volume up.
Hey guys, this is Patrick from Boston calling in for the Grit. I think I might have a barrel or nah for you guys. A little bit of crossover here. I was listening to the Boardroom podcast with Cyrus Sutton, and he recommended this really cool book that sounded interesting. So I ended up downloading it on Audible, listening to it. It was all about prehistory, anthropology, things like that. And it talked about this one phenomenon with the Iroquois, how they believed that dreams needed to be fulfilled. And if you saw something in a dream and you didn't do your best to try and fulfill what you saw, that bad things would happen to you. But anyway, so I was scrolling through surfboards online the other day, as I'm prone to do, and sure enough, I see a board that I saw in a dream. Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I had a distinct dream of me looking at a picture of myself holding this board. And now I don't know what to do. Should I buy it or not? Because I already have too many boards, kind of ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I think I got a barrel enough for you guys. Following your dreams or like dream analysis type stuff. And yeah, whatever your answer is will probably be the decider for me whether I pull the trigger on this thing or not. But anyway, thanks. Keep work.
Buy the surfboard or not?
This is such an important question because we are dictating here, and of course you have to buy it.
Yeah.
100% you have to buy it. If you had neither read that book, and you would, or yeah, didn't have that in the back of your mind, and you called up and said, "Hey, I had a dream about a surfboard. Should I buy it?" I would still say yes, to be honest. I would say if you're calling and asking, the answer is yes. If you had a dream about this board, answer is yes. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Like if he said I had a dream about a house, uh, and whatever, then I'd say, "Ooh, that's a tough. You still got to do it, but that's tough right there. That is tough." But a
It's
surfboard, maximum you're out what, $1,000,
yeah.
which is not nothing, of course, but you just sorry about it. Universe is forcing you to pay $1,000 and going to open up something else for you that's going to be worth, I'm gonna guess, far more than $1,000.
Well, it's not just I had a dream about a surfboard. It is that specific. It is a premonition. It
Yes.
is a very specific image of him and that board. And so if you then encounter that board in a retail environment where you have the opportunity to fulfill the dream, you'd have to be insane to go the other way.
Only problem is, so I'm fully barrel, you have to do it and you roll the dice. But the only other problem here is, have you watched the latest season of True Detective?
Yeah.
So there's voices that tell the people, for those who haven't watched it, voices that call people out onto the ice where this is come, 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 and
Oh,
then the ice breaks, and there you go to your death. So this dream slash premonition, you might, and sorry about it if this happens, but you might get that board, paddle out on a big day, and die.
you could. This could be a final destination situation.
Yep.
But I would think trust
Either
your
way.
instinct on that. If you in that premonition felt an eerie, you heard a violin in the background creaking, or you felt some sort of a twinge of, some negative feeling, don't do it. But it sounds to me like I mean, if he's going by what the Iroquois said in that book, you have to
You
fulfill the
have to,
dream.
no
You
matter
have to.
what.
Yeah.
Even if this is the way you're supposed to go out, so be it.
I'm saying go for it. I mean, this is a
Got to.
really rare, weird thing. When he even got to that point in the call of like, I had a dream. I was like
Saw this board
laughing.
and
That's such a weird thing to have happen. You have to follow through.
barrel.
Speaking of things that have you watched Nicolas Cage's new film, Dream Scenario?
I haven't. I want to. It's on the list. Haven't yet. Is it great?
It's I really expected it to be great. It's not great, but it's good and it's worth watching.
Okay.
They just added it on HBO if you have HBO
On
Max
the
or whatever.
list.
So Dream Scenario, he is a college professor who everybody on the planet has dreams about him. So it starts off real small with just his daughter dreaming about him. That's normal. But then he goes into class and like a couple of students are like, I had a dream about you last night. It's all kind of a play on going viral. Like he goes viral, but it's because
In
the
Dream.
world is having, it's really bizarre, but
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay, barrel or non number two, chewing gum.
In any context,
Chewing gum.
I'm a barrel on chewing gum. I
Are you?
feel, yeah, it's like I'm not a big gum chewer myself, but there's times in life where gum is like the perfect thing to do, the way to waste time. It's just that, whatever, fidgety kind of thing. I'm a barrel on gum. And
I
then there's people who make it look great, like from the gum smacking 80s, whatever, John Hughes film actress to baseball players to like gum has such a place in so many iconic forms that I'm a barrel.
I have zero need for gum in my life. Even when I was young, I think maybe it was just like a flavor thing is why I ever did it, but it's a child's thing. It's like if gum went away now, I would not miss it. And I disagree with you about the gum smacking. When I see other people chewing gum, I'm like, you're a grown ass adult. Why are you chewing gum? Like, what is the purpose of gum?
I hear you, but gum is iconic. And as things that are iconic, you stay, gum. You
I'm
have
done
my
with gum.
blessing, gum. Done
Gum
with
goes
gum.
away. Done with
Okay.
gum. No gum, no barrel. The final barrel and all came through as three different phone calls because the guy's line kept cutting out. So I was going to try to patch them all together. It is incoherent. I can't play his calls, but I want to do him justice because I've been in this scenario. Barrel or not, pushing past people on a people mover.
Oh, 100% barrel, 100% barrel. Uh, drop the shoulder a bit and give a shove when you need to also. People assuming that either escalators or any form of people mover, the flat one at the airport,
Yeah.
the escalator is a replacement for walking
Yeah.
are idiot people.
Idiots.
The escalator, the moving thing, people mover are not replacements for walking. They are to get you there even faster than walking. They're an addition to
Correct.
walking. So if somebody chooses to take a break on those, that is their prerogative. You push far off to the right. If anybody is standing in the middle, bump time.
So last time we were in the airport, Lauren, Austin, and we get on the people mover, and because we have the kid or whatever, we uh, park it on the people mover, which is not my custom, but in that scenario, we were parking it. I could see somebody with purpose coming up behind me. And so I'm pushed off to the right, as you stated, and I pushed Austin off to the right too. But Lauren was standing blocking the aisle. And there was somebody 8 feet in front of us, group of people blocking the aisle, and then a group in front of them blocking it. But the person behind me was coming up with purpose. And I whispered to Lauren, I'm like, hey, scoot over to the right. She goes, why? I'm like, that guy's coming up. She's like, yeah, but he's just going to get blocked by those people. I'm like, that's not a, that's for him to then push through. Like, that's for them to figure out on their own. All I know is there's etiquette. Move over to the right, please, because we need to abide by the etiquette. We are better than those people. We
Yes.
abide by the etiquette no matter what they're doing. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Amen.
So then, you know, after 45 seconds of her listening to me berate her about moving to the right, I think it was
She
all a
did.
wash at that point. Yeah. I don't even remember whether she took my advice or not. But point is, move to the right.
Everybody move to the right. If you get bumped, it serves you right.
Yeah. And absolutely bump. It needs
Yes.
to now start bumping so that because
Lessons need to be taught.
the parkers are taking over the bumpers at this point. Like
Yep.
there's too many people who are
Parking.
using that. Yeah. Parking it. And it's
It's,
just
it's
like,
it's not a replacement for walking. It's an addition to
it
walking.
expedites walking for
Yes.
all of us to get to where we're going to faster. Get out of
Yep.
the way and also bump if you need to.
Exactly.